What do you think is that your generation, as is Mercy, some might find it a little incongruous that someone of your generation wants to volunteer to help out at the Queen's funeral. We might think that maybe her biggest fans maybe of a more senior vintage, let me put it like that. So why is it important to you?
I think the royal family is actually very significant to a lot of young people. I think a lot of young people look up to the royal family, and I think with especially like Prince William, Prince Harry, I was part of their Royal Foundation task force, and the amount of charity work they've done for children and young people is monumental, and I believe it doesn't always sometimes go reported because they don't do it to make the news. They do it because they're passionate about what they stand for. And I think for me personally, I've had an involvement with the royal family with my charity work ever since I was 15. So they've been always a really big part of my life. So it's really nice that I can give back in this way by being part of this day.
Yeah, and on a similar note, what do you think about what the future of the monarchy will be like? Because as we were mentioning earlier, the new king, King Charles, has said he would want a slimmed down monarchy, and there will be lots of support for that. There's some Republican sentiment still in the air. What do you want the future of the monarchy to be?
I think a lot of people might be a little bit sceptical about the future of the monarchy. I think especially with Queen Elizabeth, they've liked the fact that there's been that constant throughout everything that's been happening right now, especially in politics, all the changes that we're seeing all the time. I think they've liked the fact that we've had a queen that has been constant throughout all of that. So I think a lot of that change may bring some scepticism, but what I'd really like to see is maybe a bit of a change in the monarchy, perhaps. And I think a lot of people won't necessarily mind a new change of leadership and someone that might be quite proactive in standing up for things that matter.
Not least environment, which young people are big on the environment, and we know Prince Charles is, so King Charles is as well.
When will you find out what you're doing on Monday, Anna? What's the drill? You've said you've got a very early start.
Yes. So we all arrive there. The first group of volunteers will arrive there at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll be stationed in different parts of London, and we'll have the briefing then, and that's when we'll find out exactly what we'll be doing, what will be expected of us throughout the day.
And have you been told what you have to wear, for instance?
So we'll all have to be dressed in black clothes, and then we'll probably be given a high-vis jacket or something so people can identify us in the crowds.
We're looking at some of the pictures of the rehearsal for the funeral, which was taking place this morning, very early this morning, when it was still dark, kind of just before dawn in London. It will be a beautifully orchestrated event. There is no doubt about it. How are they communicating with you, the organisers? Is it all on email? Is it all text message? Because there will be thousands of you involved.
There'll be so many people involved, and if I'm honest, this has all happened very swiftly. So my communications have been via email, and it's only happened in the last day or so. I think it was yesterday that I was confirmed that I'll be a volunteer at the Queen's funeral herself. So I think a lot of this has definitely been happening very swiftly, very last minute. There'll be a lot of planning that's been going into this. Like Operation London Bridge, this has been in place for quite some time, which is why people have been able to sort of implement those plans very quickly.
Yeah. And have there been security checks on everybody?